Namaste. I'm AnnMarie, and I will be taking you through a sample Yoga for 50 Plus class. And we'll be doing a progression that I did in my classes last week. For props, you might want something to touch because this is going to be a balancing exercise. So I have a chair, I have the option of a wall, I would have the option of touching a piece of furniture. So look around and see if you have that. You'll want a block or a book. It's nice if it's a size that you can fit your foot on. So I chose the book. And you will want a belt or a strap of some kind. Get your props ready. And we're going to progress and learn more about our body as we take ourselves in a journey towards a dancer's pose. Step one foot on your book, and other foot is on the floor. Put your hands on your hips, and I've got my other foot on my toe, so my hips are level, or more or less level. I'm going to take my foot that's not on the book off the floor and bring my ankle bones level, and I can feel my pelvis is also level there. And I have something to touch down to if my balance is being over challenged, and I can choose to touch that, or I can choose not to. On an inhale, we're going to take our leg out to the side. On an exhale, we're going to bring our ankle bones back together. Keep doing this with each breath. Inhale, exhale. Notice how the muscles on the outside of your support leg hip have to work really hard to keep you balanced. Yes, those are important muscles in balance. When you stand on one leg, you should always be firming them, drawing them towards your center line when you're trying to balance. Nice work. Stopping with the leg out and the leg in, stepping down, moving the book or the block out of the way. All right, we're going to take what we learned about balance and apply it. Firm on the outside hip of the support leg, and with that we're going to lift the other leg up. I'm on my toe. I'm going to put my hand around the outside of my knee and bring my knee in, hug it in nice and tight. I'm going to decide whether or not I need assistance with my balance. If you're feeling solid, you can touch your support with one finger, or maybe touch and release, maybe not touch at all. Stare at an immovable object and see about staying here for 5 breaths. 4, 3. If you touch down, that's okay. Just come back and join us. 2, 1. Now we're going to move into a different shape. Open up that hip so that your leg moves out to the side. Oh, wow. Now you're really feeling it in your support leg. Tone those muscles. Draw towards the center. Draw in your abs. Maybe don't let yourself be soft in the middle. Find your drishti. Stare at it. Find your balance. Decide if you need support or not. 5 breaths here. 4, 3, 2. It's okay to wobble. Just find your balance again. 1. gracefully, slowly bring that leg around to the front, extend your knee, and gently place your foot down. Wiggle your hips a little bit because it feels good. And then put your hands on the back of your sacrum, that nice flat bone, on the back of your pelvis. Press your hips forward so you're stretching through these hip flexors. So the crease that naturally occurs here, you're trying to press it out. Nice. Let's take 3 breaths here. Feels good. When you've spent some time sitting and then stand up, this feels wonderful. To take a few breaths and stretch out those hip flexors that you've been shortening the whole time you were sitting. Okay, let's see how far towards dancer's pose we can progress today. This is where you might want your strap. So, same knee, bringing it up, and then seeing how that knee feels about you, sliding your hand down to your ankle or maybe your foot. That's a very tight flexion at the knee. Your body may not like that. It may not like having your knee folded that tight. If it does not like that, that's fine. We'll go along with that. That's where you use the strap. So if your body doesn't like knee flexed really tight, use the strap. All good. Make your choice. From there, with or without the strap, see if this knee that is bent up there wants to come down and rest beside the knee of your support leg. Lovely. It may not want to go all the way. Take it as far as it would like to go in this moment in time. And then we're going to see about balancing in this shape. So stare at an immovable object. Decide whether or not you need to be touching down with your hand. Maybe you can go down to 1 finger. Maybe you can let go. And if you're feeling really balanced, maybe that opposite hand would like to reach up. From wherever you are, let's see if we can hold this for 5 breaths. 4, 3, 2, 1. Let your hand touch down. Release your foot. Gently put it on the floor. Do a little bit of wiggling. Lovely. Lovely. Now we're ready for the other side. Get the book back. So when you go to the other side, you'll notice it's different. You'll notice that either you like balancing on the other side better, or it's your wobbly side. On my body, this is my wobbly side. All right, so we began by making sure our hips were level, bringing our foot that's off the book higher so that the ankle bones touch. Nice. And then flowing with it. Tight in the outside hip here. Don't let yourself lean over. Stand tall. Inhaling, take your leg away. Exhaling, bring your legs together. Moving with your breath. Keeping this muscle of balance on the outside of your hip toned. So you can stay standing upright. So your pelvis can stay level. If you wobble, that's all good. Don't worry about it. And step down off your book. Move your book or your block out of the way. And we're ready to go into a progressive balance pose on this foot on this leg, and the foot too, that we just worked in, practiced with. Bringing your knee up, holding your knee, standing tall, engaging the outside of your leg, engaging those abs. Don't want to be soft in the middle there. Yes. Deciding what you're going to do with your other hand. Maybe you still need to touch. Maybe you want to touch the outside of the hip to remind yourself to keep it toned. Stare at your drishti. See about staying here for 5 breaths. 4, 3, 2, 1. Remember, if you wobble, it's okay. Just come back. And then we're going to switch our shape. It's going to be a little harder work for that support leg, hip. Working a little bit harder. Finding your balance, deciding if you need your support or not. 5 breaths again. 4, 3, 2, 1. Bringing the knee forward, extending the leg, putting your foot down. Wiggle those hips a little bit. Yeah. And stretch out your hip flexors for about 3 breaths. Bit of a crescent shape in our back, pressing our hips forward so we're stretching out our hip flexors. And then we are ready to progress towards our version of a dancer's pose. So, bringing your knee back up, deciding whether or not you can hold your ankle, your foot, or if you need a strap, getting that set up, and then dropping that knee to be as close to beside the support leg as it can be. Finding your balance, which means toning that outside of your support leg hip, toning your abs, and maybe you need to touch down for this shape, maybe you don't. 5 breaths here. If you're feeling really nicely balanced, maybe you would like to reach up. 4, 3, 2, 1. And coming out of that, wonderful. Okay, wiggle your hips a bit. Maybe next time, when you go to do dancer's pose, you'll be able to take it even further. Who knows? But thanks for joining me today. Namaste.